Live to Jersey Mike's Arena here on Big Ten Plus with a former NCAA rules interpreter and former Rutgers coach, Crystal Shillay-Norton. I'm Dom Savino, thrilled to be with you all season long to cover these Scarlet Knights. And Crystal, the story this year for Rutgers is depth. They've got the longest roster, the biggest roster in Division I gymnastics, and they have the depth to show it.
Yes, they do. And I was always a big advocate for huge lineups because, again, I wanted to give the most opportunity to student athletes to continue their sports. So I really am glad that she continued it as well. And again, with that, it's depth, and it makes the other girls work for their place in the lineup because there's always somebody else trying to get into the lineup. So they kind of pushes them.
And two very big underclassmen classes that we will talk a ton about today. But Rutgers is led by some senior leaders. One of them, Emily Lease, one of three gymnasts who last year competed at regionals. And we know Lease for what she does on vault.
Yes, she's outstanding on vault, but she's also very good on beam and floor, as she showed last weekend. So, and she's very confident, and she's a leader. So she'll, everybody looks up to her, and she's very energetic.
Yeah, Lease in a quad meet this past weekend at North Carolina won the event title on beam for the first time in her career. Those seniors, also Stephanie Zanella and Avery Balzer, will try to fill the shoes, and it's tough to do, of Hannah Joyner, a multi-time first-team All-Big Ten honoree. She was an all-arounder every day.
Yes, she was, and it will be, but I think the depth that she has, and you're going to see probably, not as many all-arounders in her lineup, but, she's got strong competitors, probably top 10 on each event, which is great because then she has people to put in. But again, they're young, so they've got to get their feet wet. So there tends to be, some jitters that go with the first college meet. I mean, most of these girls are very experienced. They're high-level 10 girls, so it's going to be a great meet.
And nobody more accomplished, though, in this building today than the person who is anchoring the bars lineup for Oregon State, the reigning Olympic floor champion, Jade Carey. Just excited to have her in the building today.
Yes, it is, and it's great to see that you can do gymnastics, after college. I mean, after Olympics, and that's what's so great to see, that so many of these athletes are doing the Olympics, but then they're also very successful in college, and that's why that makes them so more successful in the Olympic level because they're under the pressure of college. They have 13 meets in a row, so they're used to the tightness of it, and having to train all those weeks. So it's really good to see that because back in my day, once you were done with college,
that was it.
That was it. You wouldn't go on to be an Olympian like Simone, being 26. So this is what's really great to see.
Yeah, excited to have Carey in the house. And we do have two non-Division I teams in the house as well. We'll start with the D2 program, Southern Connecticut State, which went to USA Nationals this past year. Byron Knox leads that program.
Yes, and he's very good. When I was coaching, he was at Bridgeport, and he did an excellent job there. And when the Southern Connecticut coach retired, he stepped in, and they're very strong and very good, yes, in Division II.
And we have a Division III program here as well for a historic day in the history of Utica University's gymnastics program. This is their first season, and this is their first meet.
Yes, and it's really exciting because the college coaches have an association group that works in bringing in new teams, but this team was helped by USA Gymnastics as well, so they collaborate with the colleges to help, so it's really very good. So it's great to see the USA Gymnastics getting involved as well as just not the college coaches.
It's obvious the sport of women's gymnastics is growing. We've seen several programs added this year. Coverage on a national scale is at an all-time high. Even our coverage here on Big Ten Plus, the best it's ever been. And we will talk about that in just a moment as we get set. The gymnasts doing their one touch to kick off the first rotation, and that is just 2 minutes away here on Big Ten Plus. the home opener for Rutgers Gymnastics here at Jersey Mike's Arena, and we are expanding our coverage. Our Big Ten Plus crew based at Rutgers producing for the first time what you would call a quad box. What you're watching right now, each of the 4 teams competing will have a camera on them at all times, so you will be able to see every single routine from all 4 teams, those who are in the lineup and those who are exhibitioning as well. That's part of a secondary stream, which you can access right now on Big Ten Plus. It's exciting to see, for folks who want to take in all of the controlled chaos that a quad meet is, you can now from home.
This is outstanding, and it's great because then everybody gets their moment in time, and parents can see them even if they're across the country. So that's really great. That's excellent. So I'm so glad they did it.
Our crew here at Rutgers always raising the bar. No pun intended, I guess. Rutgers, though, will open on vault today, and we take a look at the Scarlet Knights starting lineup. Emily Lease is the anchor. She's the only one in this lineup who can pull off a Yurchenko 1.5.
Right, and that's a 10-0 start. And you want to watch the sticking of the landings. That's going to be the big one. So this was big last year, and this is, can make the difference on a win or a loss. Okay, and so now, though, also new is they have to stick their landings on every event. That they added for this year so that somebody couldn't get a 10 and didn't stick.
Something to watch for. Oregon State will be on bars. Jade Carey is the anchor on that. Southern Connecticut State opens on beam, and Oregon State is already rolling with Ellie Weaver. They're open. Over on beam, this is Libby Allen kicking it off for the Owls, and it will be Utica for their first ever routine in a meet. Grace Mara will start on floor. As I mentioned, every single routine will be on the quad box screen, which you can access for free all weekend long here on Big Ten Plus. This broadcast, though, this produced broadcast, will be mainly focused on the Big Ten program, of course, which is Rutgers, and which is coming off one of the best seasons in program history. 4 different times last year, Rutgers earned a 196 as a team, ending in its home finale with a 196-875. That's a program record.
Yes, it is, and I'm sure she's going to have more records fall. Again, with the depth and the experience that she has, and the young ones that are going to rise to the occasion.
And there is plenty of youth in this Rutgers vault lineup, starting with Valentina Lorente Garcia, who is a sophomore and earned a 9.75 last time out at North Carolina in Rutgers' season debut.
Very nice height. She did have a little hop, so that step would be taken. And as we talked about last year, the lines are there just for visual for the judges, just so they can see where they land. Again, very nice block. Completed the twist in the air, a little bit of bent knees, but very nice vault. And again, she came over to the side so the judges can see that it was to the side. All right.
And you definitely saw the 1001 hold there from Lorente Garcia. That's become the norm already in college gymnastics.
Yes, exactly. And they have to hold it for a second before they can then present. And now the judges have to really watch that they did present and hold. So, because it is a deduction on all 4 events, and that's new to college, but not for USA Gymnastics doesn't have that.
Right.
So it's just one more thing that the college coaches have raised the bar.
It was intuitive, but now it's official.
Right.
You can't get a 10-0 if you don't get a stick. At least you shouldn't be able to anymore.
Right, exactly.
Anna Pagliaro, the junior, is set to go second, but with the first home meet here at Jersey Mike's Arena, straightening out all of the scoring snafus. I see one judge has a 9-8 prepared for Lorente Garcia, and I don't see a conference, at least not yet.
Well, the other thing with the judges, they should turn it together. Okay, they should not have one go ahead of the other one. They should turn both of their scores together. All right, so that the other judge can't see what the other judge had.
And be influenced.
Right, exactly. So, and this is the first meet. And so again, you've got the niches and glitches that you have to get out.
Well, Pagliaro is ready to go. Waiting for the first scores to roll in elsewhere as Pagliaro hits the runway.
Okay, very nice fall, very nice high, but again, her rotation was a little off, and that's why she had to step forward. She didn't complete the salto, all right? But nice height. She just didn't get her finishing the layout position in the full, so that's why she had to step forward, and she's going to have a landing deduction, plus she's going to have some body position deductions.
Pagliaro in the vault lineup for the second straight meet to open the season. Now, something to note too: the Yurchenko full. We will see Rutgers' first 5 gymnasts compete. Yes. It's a 995 start value.
Yes, and as a formal rules interpreter, next year is the rules change year, so they can change rules if they want to at their clinic. And I don't know whether this will be a vault that they will lower again or not. So it's something that the Coaches Association will vote on.
Rachel Riley waiting to go third for Rutgers. A highly anticipated home debut for the sophomore from Ontario, Canada, who missed all of last year with injury, but was tabbed as a Big Ten gymnast to watch before the season.
Right, and she's very, very pretty gymnast.
Did make her debut in Rutgers Leo this past weekend at North Carolina.
A very nice height, but again, she's got the big hop, okay? And again, they have to hold that position before, and they're looking for that. She held it. But again, she had a big hop on that, and so that's at least a 2/10 hop.
Well, you can see the raw skill is there from Rachel Riley, a big reason why Rutgers head coach Omi Celine Beasley was so upset to not have her in the lineups last year.
Right.
She was expected to be a key part of the team, but now healthy and able to compete. First scores are rolling into across, and in fact, the first two come in from Rutgers. Valentina Lorente Garcia opened with a 9.75, and Anna Pagliaro followed with a 9.65. So for Lorente Garcia, that matches her season high, which she did last week. And now the fourth gymnast, Rutgers one all-arounder, at least at the start of the season, Aaliyah Aird.
And she's good to be back because she's a very strong all-arounder, which will definitely help the team now that she's healthy.
Aird, the junior from the state of Florida, has experience going all around at Rutgers already, but had to cut that short last year with an injury. Took her out of some of the more impactful.
Exactly. So it's great to have her back into the lineup because she's a strong competitor in the all-around.
Meanwhile, still waiting on first scores elsewhere from the other 3 events, actually. As soon as we get those, we'll get them to you. Now, Oregon State is more than halfway through its Barnes lineup, though. I'll make sure we get over to Jade Carey when she anchors that rotation. A couple of the Rutgers gymnasts already getting iced as the judges try to figure it out.
They seem to be having trouble with the scoring system down there.
That looks like we're set to roll.
Very nice fall. She did take a step, to step back in. So that can be a 10th and a half, depending on what the judges see. But again, very high. Nice completed twist. And nice held position before she presented. So.
It looks like everything but the stick.
Yes,
for
exactly.
Aird.
Yeah, exactly. And again, they put in the hold before you present, just so they don't have them hopping all over the place. But that was a very nice vault.
So as we await Aird scored, Gabby Dildy will come up 5th. fresh off of her career high on vault, a 9.85 in the season opener. Now, meanwhile, on bars, looks like Jade Carey is getting set for Oregon State. Well, looks like our judges have agreed on a score for Aird, and now the sophomore Dildy.
Nice vault. She had a little bit of knee bends, so she could have been a little bit higher on the twist and a little bit more better blocking off of it. But again, she did finish the twist before she landed, just a little bit of a squatting position. And there is deductions for that.
And now we head over to bars, and this is the silver medalist at the NCAA's on bars, Jade Carey.
She's very clean, nice handstands, very dynamic, 2 major release moves, and a very nice routine. And she held it. And with the Olympic scoring is completely different, so she didn't have to put all the skills in that she needed when she was in the Olympics. All right, so she can water it down, but that wasn't really watered down. But again, in the Olympics, you've got so many bonus points for how much it is. So, but again, very nice release, nice handstand, and a nice E dismount. And again, she stuck it and put her heels together, and that's the other thing they want to see.
One judge has a 9.95 out for Carey, who became the 13th gymnast in NCAA history to complete the gym slam. Was able to wrap it up this past year, of course, a 10 on all 4 routines. And out of vaults, Rutgers anchor Emily Lease, Yurchenko 1.5.
Okay, very nice. However, she did have the hop. Okay, so that will be a deduction. She did complete the twist, is what the judges are looking for, which she did. Just again, a big hop.
And poses for the picture afterwards, too. Cool and composed, Emily Lease, who has the experience of competing on this event at regionals last year.
Yes, and so she's got the experience and the confidence that she needs.
Meanwhile, some more scores starting to populate as our judges get things figured out. Oregon State has its first 4 scores in, the best of the bunch from Ellie Weaver, who opened with a 9.9. 9.825s for Taylor DeVries and Jennifer McMillan. Natalie Briones earning a 9.75. Mentioned the judges are having a little bit of issue with the scoring system, at least to start out here. So as the scores start to populate, we'll get those to you as soon as we can. I did see a 9.95 out for Carey, but couldn't see the near judge. Back to vault now, one of 2 exhibition gymnasts. This is Isabella Hughes.
Very nice. Okay, again, she could have had that rotate a little bit better. She did complete the twist before landing, but she did need a little bit more rotation, so she had to take the step. Again, it's the step and a little bit more better blocking off the horse.
We talked about it to start. Rutgers is a program, especially under Umi Salim Beasley, that's had some really big rosters, and this year with 29 gymnasts is no exception. So these spots, especially for a team like Rutgers, are critical.
Yes, they are. So the exhibitionist, she wants to see how they perform under pressure. So, I mean, you could be the next person starting in the lineup.
And 2 exhibition gymnasts lined up for Oregon State. This looks like Carly Beeman.
Very nice E release move. Again, we're looking for the handstands. We had a little bit of leg separations, which will be a deduction. And you need good release moves. And again, as we've talked about, their start value comes from the 9.4 on the other events.
Back to vault. This is Jaden Raby, the 2nd exhibition gymnast for Rutgers.
Okay, again, very nice. Could have had a little bit better block, and she had some execution deductions in the twist of the vault. But again, it's nice to see that they have a lot of strong vaulters that they can use.
Still just the two scores for Rutgers have officially populated. Valentina Lorente Garcia earned a 9.75 and Anna Pagliaro with a 9.65. Let's wait for the rest to show up as our last two teams compete, and Southern Connecticut State is on beam.
And again, he also has a very big roster. As in D2, they can give scholarships to several gymnasts. Okay, a little bit of deduction on her dismount. Could have been a little bit more dynamic. And again, they've added, because she did a B into a C, she's going to get a connected value bonus for that. So the coaches have added a couple of little, I would say, other areas to see different dismounts and help and reward those student athletes that do that.
Utica with still a few more athletes to go on floor. Take me through the mindset, Crystal. You were here in the early days of Rutgers gymnastics. Not necessarily day one, though, like these gymnasts are. A lot of them experienced transfers with 1 year of eligibility, using it at Utica University. What's going through their mind right now?
Well, they're just thinking about the routine and what they remember, and they're trying to stay loose. As you can see, she's just chilling out and not worrying about it. And as I've always told the girls, just you can only control what you can control. If something goes wrong, leave it go and finish the routine. So that's what they're thinking about, and they're usually thinking about each pass. And don't jump ahead of yourself with the next pass.
Try not to think about pass 2 before you complete pass 1.
Right. And sometimes that happens, and then you mess up pass 1 and pass 2. So you have to really be, and it doesn't help if they have to wait for the judges to do their thing. But again, all of these gymnasts, even the Utica girls, were, it's a D3 school, but some of these girls were like very strong level 9 and maybe level 10 on one event or 2 events. So they have an opportunity to compete at this level.
And this is their anchor, Alexis Castellaneta, a senior from up near Utica, Watkins Glen. A transfer from Brockport, where she was a floor All-American in 2019.
Very nice double pike. A little bit of a landing issue, but otherwise very nice and very clean and high. Her leap and jump combinations, what they need, plus they need a bonus in those. So you'll see them do 2 leaps or jumps together to get bonus, because that's part of the routine composition that's needed. Again, full front layout, very nice. Again, it's a combination. C to B, which you get connective value, which goes towards the 10-0. Again, she ends with another double back, which is a D, so she'll get another bonus for doing a D as the last pass. And you'll see when we watch routines, some gymnasts will have 2 pass routines and some will have 3 pass. And it just depends on the coaches and saving bodies. So.
Well, the first ever anchor in Utica women's gymnastics history, and with the experience of having been a Division III All-American,
right,
wasn't fazed by the moment.
No, wasn't at all. And I think this program will just start to grow.
Well, good to see them. Utica does have one home meet. They'll get to bring some equipment into their home basketball arena and host a meet in a few weeks, a duel against Rhode Island College.
Yeah, because right now they're training out of a club, and that's how we push colleges to say, get in line with your Title IX, and you can do it this way, and it won't cost the university a lot of money. And a lot of times the coach that is at the club is the college coach.
Right.
So it kind of also helps.
Well, getting the scoring snafus figured out. All of the scores are in now for Rutgers. And 2 gymnasts earned 9.775s. That's the best for Rutgers on rotation number 1. Aaliyah Aird and Emily Lease. Gabby Dildy and Valentina Lorente Garcia, the sophomores, earning 9.75s. A 9.675 for Rachel Riley. And they're going to drop the 9.65 from Anna Pagliaro. So that gives Rutgers a 48.725 to open up. Oregon State has 5 scores in. Now make it 9. We saw the 9.95 for Jade Carey. The other judge had a 10 because she earns a 9.975 for the routine we watched.
Very nice routine, very nice.
That's the best score for Oregon State, which had 3 gymnasts earn 9.9s or better. Still waiting on some of the scores for Southern Connecticut State and Utica. 1 score in for the Pioneers, that's Utica University. Grace Mara, who was their first gymnast ever, earned a 9.75. And it looks like one more exhibition for the Owls.
And again, this is it's a quad meet and it's a lot going on. So this is the first seasonal meet, and so there's going to be a few glitches that have to be worked out.
Catching up with Rutgers head coach Umi Salim Beasley. He said the goal last week at North Carolina was just get the jitters out and get a score.
And this is nice because they do have a very nice crowd here. It's Girl Scouts, and they do a really nice job with promotions. And again, when it's a quad meet, you get 4 teams that, fans that want to see you, so it's really good.
A couple of local programs, and even a couple of fans have made the trek from the Pacific Northwest wearing their highlighter orange, rooting on Oregon State. And it looks like Hannah Zebdi, the exhibition for Southern Connecticut State.
And again, as we said, this is important because if they want to get into the lineup, this is where the coach can watch and see how they perform. Very nice connection for her flight.
Zebdi may be exhibitioning for beam, but she's in the lineup for vault and floor, all conference in both events.
So that's a little bit of a balance there. She will get credit for the skill, but will have a deduction for the balance there. She's got 2 D tumblings, which is going to give her another bonus, which is very nice. Very nice. Again, she had a round off into the full, so she's going to get a 10th for connective value for doing that skill. And again, these are things that the college coaches put in to help show different dismounts, because we were getting the same dismounts. And when last year when they said that they had to have a C dismount, they kind of wanted to do a little bit more for everybody that's throwing the C's.
It looks like one more still to go for Southern Connecticut State. Waiting on the scores. Well, the scores have come in now for Utica on floor. Mentioned their leadoff, Grace Mara, earned a 9.75, and that is the best of the 5. The routine that we watched, coming from Alexis Castellaneta, was a 9.625. So some quality numbers. 2 gymnasts scored below 9 as well, but I got to imagine for Utica too, the idea of just trying to get a score is amplified on a day like today.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And again, it's their first time, and again, some of these Division III athletes that are on this team could have probably gone to Brockport, and some of in Ithaca, right? But it's nice to have another D3 school.
It another gymnast, Jensen Todd, who transferred over. She's a grad student, came from Brockport. As you can imagine, though, a ton of freshmen for Utica as well, as they just try to build a program. Good to see, though, that there are several schools now for a couple of years in a row that are adding this sport to their roster.
Yes, and I think it's coming because the College Coaches Association has an excellent presentation that they go into an AD and say, this is how you can start a program. So if they're looking to say, I might want to start lacrosse or this and that, how can we do it and be effective? So they do a very nice job with that.
And in the case of Utica, gymnastics was added in tandem with men's and women's wrestling to bolster their portfolio. Now, the goal is to give more athletes more opportunities to compete, especially in a sport like this.
That's right. And before, back in my day, programs were dropping. Now they're adding, which is really great to see. And it's, like I said, the audience now for women's gymnastics is outstanding.
One more exhibition here for Southern Connecticut State.
A little bit of a bobble on her element. Now that was a front tuck, and she tried to connect it for her series, which was not connected. As I'm concerned. so she'll be missing a special requirement, and those are 2/10 if you don't have the 4 special requirements. So that will come off of her start value.
And the dismount with his step. She was able to stay on the beam, which you mentioned some of the deductions. You lose half a point for falling off, I should say.
Exactly.
You'd rather stay on, I guess, right?
Right, exactly. And again, you need to get a 10-0 and start at a 9-4. In her case, she won't be able to because she did not have a special requirement. So,
mitigating loss of score there for Southern Connecticut State as the Owls wrap up on beam. We still don't have their scores. We'll try to get those to you as soon as we get them. For Rutgers, though, the leaders, Aaliyah Aird, Emily Lease, each earning 9.775s as Rutgers posts a 48.725. Oregon State led by the Olympian Jade Carey, a 9.975, and a 49.45 for the Beavers on bars. We are done with rotation number 1. We'll break, come back. Rutgers will be on bars. Oregon State will be on beam. That's next. Team scores as we start rotation number 2 here at Jersey Mike's Arena. Oregon State in command thanks to Jade Carey's near 10, a 9.975 on bars to anchor for the Beavers. Rutgers with a couple 9.775s to kick off vault, and now we move to bars where the anchor is the story. That is Avery Balzer, who is an ace on this event.
Yes, she's outstanding. She has great form, great handstands, and that's what the judges look for, as I've specified earlier. So again, and she has a very strong group of 8 so that she can choose from. Umi does, and again, that just pushes each other to get into the lineup.
Now, Balzer won the event title on bars last week in a quad meet at North Carolina, career high 9.95. But Rutgers trying to build this event up a little bit. Umi Salim Beasley, you see right in the middle of everything there, the head coach. I said we've got a bunch of gymnasts in who have competed bars for a while and some who are sort of doing it a little more because we have need at this event more than the other three.
Yes, exactly. And she's an excellent, Umi is an excellent uneven bar coach. And again, you know, they have the meet that in a squad, they all have 10-0 starts. So unless they fall and don't hit one of their release moves, you're going to see most of them have 2 D releases or an E dismount, so it's very, very good.
And Valentina Lorente Garcia, like the first event, vault will lead off. Oregon State, as you see, is on beam, where Sofia Esposito is competing for them. Jake Carey is in the 5 spot for the Beavers on beam, with Jennifer McMillan as the anchor. Now Southern Connecticut State, they'll hit floor. Utica will try to channel those nerves into the big leaping event. For Rutgers, though, this is a very busy weekend. Scarlet Knights have a meet on Monday, Martin Luther King Day. The Fisk Invitational at Nashville. All 6 college gymnastics programs led by black women will compete at that meet. Obviously, Martin Luther King Day, so big deal. But they're hopping on a plane to go there tonight. And so trying to compartmentalize as they compete in the first of 2 meets this weekend.
Exactly. Luckily, it's break.
Yes.
So they're not doing this during college. Nice release move, a little bit on the legs. Again, a little bit of leg separation. A nice turn, which is required. Getting ready for her dismount. Double lay, which is, again, an E. And they've got the girls trained to flick their head back before as they stick.
Well, there was so much focus on the dismount, as we have talked about this season.
Yes, and again, she had a little step, and she has a few little execution errors on her legs that the judges will take. And when you get to a meet like this, they're going to take the deductions, and even though some of the coaches don't like all the deductions, but they need to be taken. And you know, and the college judges, they have to judge, they have to take a test, they have to judge so many routines, so they just don't come out here cold. They have a lot of training to do before they do their first college meet.
And that is coming from somebody who you is a former NCAA rules interpreter,
yes.
Which means when coaches have questions, you're the person they would go to.
Exactly, exactly. And over my 10 years, I had a lot of questions. You know, and again, it was a great time for me to do it. They started it, so I was like the founder, so it was good.
Let's see, one judge has a 9-6 for Lorente Garcia, and the other, which I can't see, we'll turn it around in a moment. As you do see, Olivia DeNovi. This is the first freshman we see debut here at home. DeNovi, a freshman from Mount Royal, New Jersey. That's South Jersey.
Very nice handstand. Little bit of legs. Again, they're getting hit a little bit with their execution. And again, she's a freshman. So, got a very nice handstand. She just did a giant full into a double tuck. Okay, that is a D into a C, which gives her 1/10 D, plus it gives her a connective value of 1. And the other things we've talked about is up to the level. There's a certain skills they need in there not to get hit with up to the level. So they have to have a major D, they have to have a combination into their dismount or an E. So she did that so she would not get hit for that.
You could see it on Olivia DeNovi's face. She was trying to hold that stick with everything she had, and now brimming with pride that she gets the crown because she got the stick.
Yes.
Graduate of Paul VI High School in New Jersey. Also a level 10 national qualifier on bars. So she's got experience on this, her best event.
Yes, exactly. And it's nice to see Jersey girls staying in Jersey. So now that, you know, we have a great program, we have a great facility, so it, you know, they're saying, oh, I'm going to, you know, I want to be part of the Big Ten, you know, so it's nice.
Now, Rutgers last year finished as the number 42 team in the country. The goal, of course, is to get the whole roster, all 29 of them, off to regionals this year. Scarlet Knights were close, though, and the 196s that they posted, 4 of them, were indication that this team is on the verge of a breakout.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And again, we talked about it. She's, this is only the second meet of the season, so they'll just get stronger.
Well, 2 scores in for Rutgers. Valentina Lorente Garcia, a 9.625, and it's a career-high 9.725 for Denovi, as now Jackie Manifold
nice
is the third.
Toe shoot to hand-tan into her release move. Now they're going to want to make sure that she touched the bar, because if she didn't touch the bar, then she would not have her connection. Okay, and a lot of times the coach will tell her to redo it. All right, and then she can get the bonus back, because if she didn't touch it at all, if she did touch it and she does it again, then she wouldn't get it. So it's very complicated for the judges.
We were watching in warm-ups, and Manifold specifically was struggling on that maneuver specifically, and had the same result in it in warm-ups before the meet.
And she had her go again because she did not touch the bar. So she now can get the award, the bonus connection, because if you don't touch the bar on the release move, it's a 0, okay, because she didn't do it. All right, so that's why she can repeat it and not get a deduction. However, the fall would be a huge deduction into her C dismount. But again, a little hop to the side. So that's at least 2/10. And by repeating it, she was able to get the bonus that she needed for the 10-0 start.
And you see gymnasts go back and repeat that, because as you have taught me, and as we talk about a ton on these broadcasts, you never know who's going to count.
Right, exactly. And, and the person going next has to bring it back. Okay, and that's, where it's very important.
And so the thought here from Myra Daniels is try to step back up.
Yeah, exactly.
Get a hit.
Get a hit and get the momentum back.
And so we'll wait on Manifold's score. It looks like the judges agree. 2 scores in for Oregon State, by the way. It's a 9.775 for Sofia Esposito and a 9.625 for Ellie Weaver. And now Daniels, whose career high is a 9.7 to the bars.
Very nice handstand, giant full into overshoot to hand, which is a D, so she went D to D. She then did a single bar release, which will get her a D, 1/10, plus also another bonus for doing a single release, D, and her double leg. Very nice routine. Just a little hop on the dismount, but very nice. And that's what you want to see. Now the momentum is back.
Now Daniels is one of the seniors we were talking about that Rutgers will lean on for leadership this year, and that's a great example.
Exactly.
In the absence of Hannah Joyner, who is around the program as a student assistant, you may have seen her on your screen already today, but not having those, what feels like guaranteed hits in every lineup, every time out.
Right.
You need other gymnasts to step up.
Right, and I think, she exactly showed that, okay? And that's what you want to see.
Well, it was a 9.225 for Jackie Manifold, who had the fall.
So that would have been like a 9.7, and that's why she repeated it, so she had the 10-0 start value.
And now Aaliyah Aird will go on what historically has been one of her better events, and it was the highest scoring one in Rutgers opener, a 9.8. And it's a 9.725, tied with Denovi for the best score of this rotation.
Very
that
nice.
for Daniels.
We know 5 scores count, so the 9-2 can be thrown out if the other athletes hit their event. Very nice pike Jaeger, which is an E. Well, that's extra swings, and they'll count it as a fall. So that definitely is going to hurt the routine. And again, she's most likely not going to have full bonus for the routine. So they will have to count. The other thing, she just did a plain double pike, which is just a C. So she's going to get a deduction for not doing a leg, double leg. So, and again, she got the special requirement, but the up to the level she is also going to be hit with. So she's going to have a lot of, besides execution, a lot of compositional deductions that is going to be affected.
It looks like Sydney Gonzalez, who's waiting to go for Oregon State on beam. And there's Avery Balzer, Rutgers anchor on bars. Balzer's career high, a 9.95, which she earned last year in a duel against Maryland. That was the highest bar score in 23 years for a Scarlet Knight. And we'll see if the judges can agree as we go back to Gonzalez on beam.
Again, on beam, they need a flight series. Now she did a very nice connection. And since that had bonus in there, she does not need to throw another D. If your flight series does not have a bonus in it, then you have to throw another D element. Very clean.
Gonzalez is about as good as it gets on this event.
Yes, it is. And another D, so she's going to get another 10th for the extra D, which is very nice, and she's very clean. A little bit of a connection on her leap combination, which is going to be a 10th. It could be a 10th and a half, depending.
Last year earned a 9.975 on beam. Not quite that on this, but you can see the quality time in and time out.
Exactly. She had a little struggle on the dismount as well.
And the senior from Newport Beach, California, earns another strong score for Oregon State on this event. Ariana Young, by the way, earned a 9.875. That's the best score of this rotation so far. And Jade Carey, the Olympian, will be up next. Back on bars, Avery Balzer still waiting as the judges confer.
That was a hard routine to judge because there was a lot of execution in it. Did you count a fall? Did you just do extra swings? So that was a difficult routine to figure out.
Carey, back-to-back Pac-12 Gymnast of the Year. What her and her Olympic teammates have done to raise the level of college gymnastics in the last few years, I don't think you can overstate.
No, you cannot. You cannot. So, and there's been so many, strong Olympians, staying with college, which is great. And now that you can earn money, that helped.
NIL, a big factor too, of course.
Right, yeah.
All right, back to Balzer. We will show you all of Jade Carey's routine after Balzer, who is just as good at this event, it feels like.
Exactly. Very nice half turn to a release move. Very nice back salto, controlled. Again, a D. Now getting ready for her dismount. Very nice handstand. Very nice. Just a little bit of a hop in the end, but very strong. And very clean. Nice lines, and that's what the judges want to see.
And something Rutgers has been focusing on in practice, those handstands.
Yes.
And Balzer converted all of them.
Yes, she did. It's just a little hop there in the end, which is a tenth and a half depending, but very nice routine.
Avery Balzer on bars is one of those gymnasts that Rutgers wants to propel to regionals. Even if the team doesn't get in, they want to make sure she gets in as an individual for the first time.
Yes, that would be great. She's such a good competitor.
And so we wait on her score. Aaliyah Arid before her, who had the effectively fall, had the loss of momentum in her routine, earns an 8-8.
Yeah, as I said, that was a hard routine from a judging standpoint to judge.
And now Carey on beam, where she was a silver medalist last year at NCAAs.
Again, the gymnasts have to have movement forward, sideways, okay, as well as backwards. Very nice front aerial to a connection. She's getting ready for her series. Very nice back handspring layout. And again, a layout in college is a D, but it does not get bonus connection. So then she had the other D element so she would not be hit up to the level. Very nice leap combination, a little bit of a balance. And the judges want to see the athlete look like they're on the floor during the beam routine and moving the same way, without any pauses. Again, a little bit of a hop.
Well, Carey last year finished the regular season second in the country on beam. Her NQS was at 9.975 on that event. And we'll see where this puts her. Like in the 9.8 range, I think. 9.8 something.
Yes, because she did have a step and she did have a little bobble, so that there was executions that need to be taken, and the judges need to take them so they can differentiate.
And that is an important topic too, because as we take one more look at some of the passes.
Was very nice, as it was a dismount, but again, there was a hop. She did hold the presentation, which is now required.
Differentiating, though, is a huge topic of conversation and animosity, let's say, in the gymnastics community, because there were a couple of 10s last year that did not have sticks at the end that you would expect from a 10. Seems like the sport's putting in more effort to try to make sure a 10 is really a 10.
Right, exactly. And again, there was a lot of education with the judges, and sometimes the coaches don't want the deduction, but it needs to be taken. So it's fair across the board, not if you're just, one of the top schools. If they do it, then everybody, it's got to be equal.
Well, you can see Southern Connecticut State on floor. As we have told you already, we have a quad box secondary broadcast. All that to say, it's all four teams all the time with a camera on all of them. If you want to watch every routine that's going on, you can flip over to that. That's live right now on Big Ten Plus. And all of the streams this weekend on Big Ten Plus for gymnastics and all the other sports completely free if you watch them live.
That's excellent. I know, and that could probably hook somebody in.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah, I know.
That's a 9.75 for Jade Carey, as Oregon State has the anchor, Jennifer McMillan.
Okay. Again, that was her front tuck D to a splashdown. Very nice connection. Full turn, which every routine has to have as part of their special requirements. I think she was supposed to do another jump out of that, but because of the balance error, she did not. So she, again, was very good because she needed dance connection and she changed it, so she didn't lose her special requirement. Very nice. Very nice dismount. Just a few little wobbles there. But again, that's where an experienced gymnast, even in the level 10 USA, the coaches said, if you don't connect this, then you need to do this. So they know.
Well, McMillan, as a sophomore, is being trusted with that anchor role as Oregon State tries to get her some more experience in that pressure-packed spot.
Right, exactly.
And able to come through with a score, for sure. Meanwhile, Rutgers over on bars. Avery Balzer earned a 9.875, and so that is better than, or pardon me, that matches what we saw from her when she earned the event title at North Carolina last week. So 2 solid baseline scores for Balzer.
That very nice, and that's what she needs to do to make regionals as a individual if the team does not make it.
It looks like the judges are still figuring things out on the score for the first exhibition gymnast. That was Mattis Rains. Rains coming from Atlanta, Georgia, and this is her classmate, also from the Peach State, Elliott Goldsmith. And now back to floor for Southern Connecticut State.
Okay, and most of the gymnasts want to end with a D because you get a bonus for that, and she did. Okay, so she'd get a 10th for the D. And it helps with the not up to the level.
That was a look at the last pass from Alexa Melanson, a junior from Canada. One of the leaders of this Southern Connecticut State team that was able to get to nationals last year.
This is a nice mount. It's a D.
This is Sage Thompson, first of 2 exhibition gymnasts. And there's Goldsmith on bars for Rutgers.
Okay, nice release move, a little bit of the legs. Handstand a little short. And a double leg dismount with a little hop. Okay, again, little execution errors that's going to add up. A 10th here, a 10th there. All right, so those, again, this is the beginning of the season, so those are things that you go back into the gym and work on. That is called a side semi, and it is a D as well.
Thompson trying to crack the beam lineup. She's an ace on bars, All-American last year at Utah, and a transfer from there.
Again, a little hop. But overall, very nice routine.
It was 2 years ago, her freshman season, that Thompson was a second-team All-American for the Utes. First-team All-Pac-12 as well. But that's on bars, and now trying to be a bars beam worker.
Oh, she's a very talented gymnast. Again, there's her leap pass combination that is required.
That's Hannah Zebdi, exhibition routine for Southern Connecticut State.
Again, he has a very big squad, as does Umi. Short, should have had a little bit more rotation, a little bit more height. So she's going to get a squatting deduction, which is up to 3. But again, it was her last pass, so she will get a bonus for doing a D in her last pass.
Interesting to see Zebdi as an exhibition on an event where she's 2-time All-Conference. That shows you the depth.
Right, exactly. And if you're not performing in the gym, you know, if you're not doing the routines in the gym, then, as a coach, then, you're not going to make the lineup. So.
Looks like we're all about done except for on beam. Yes, one more exhibition routine, that from Olivia Buckner for the Beavers. Scores are in for just about everybody. We gave you the scores for Rutgers, which as a team earned a 48-175 on bars because they had to count a fall.
Right.
The redeeming score, though, Avery Balzer, Rutgers anchor, a 9.875.
Yes, that helped.
For Oregon State, top score came from Ariana Young, a 9.875. One more 9.8 plus, that was from Jennifer McMillan, a 9.825. Jade Carey, who had a bobble, earned a 9.75. And so Oregon State still in command in the event with a 48.85 as a team on beam. Look at Southern Connecticut State. Their top score came in the 5 spot, that from Libby Allen, a 9.6. And for Utica, in their first time on vaults, top score came from the anchor. That's Grace Mara, who earned a 9.525. And now here's Thompson. Or pardon me, now here's Buckner. Big moment, too, for Buckner. On the road as a freshman in the first month of her college career.
Very nice series, very clean, and it kind of floated, and that's what the judges are looking for. A jump combination. Okay. Her additional D, because her back handspring layout did not have bonus connection, as I mentioned before. And you'll see most of the gymnasts do side aerials because it's a very easy, I won't say easy, but it's good to land as compared to a front aerial where it's a blind landing. And again, she did a round off into a C dismount, so she's going to get a bonus for doing that connection.
A freshman trying to get into a lineup. Somebody who was top 10 in the all-around at level 10 nationals a couple of years ago. So just shows you the level of skill in that Oregon State program. All right, we are halfway through in the home opening quad meet for the Scarlet Knights. Had to count a fall on bars. Vault was better, but some good individual scores. Oregon State in control. We've seen the 2 routines from Jade Carey. And we move to rotation number 3 after this, live from Piscataway. Halfway through this January quad meet here at Rutgers University, Scarlet Knights hosting the Beavers, Owls, and Pioneers. Oregon State with the top score so far, 98-3. Rutgers getting a 9.875 from Avery Balzer on bars, their best score yet. And now Rutgers goes to what has historically been its best event yet, and that is beam. The one that over the last few years, athletes like Hannah Joyner, Belle Huang, and so many others have been outrageously talented in. Of course, neither of those is in the lineup anymore. Huang graduated 2 years ago, Joyner graduated last year, now around as an assistant. And as we take a look at the lineup today for Rutgers, there are some new names in this beam lineup. The one that's familiar is a regionals qualifier, Stephanie Zanella.
Yeah, right, she's outstanding. She's just a beautiful performer. And again, this is where, you know, you're starting to get some of the newer, younger athletes in, so they start to gain some experience. All right, but again, it's still a very senior group, which is great. And again, having done the inner squad, they have a lot of girls that do beam, so there's a lot fighting for a position to be in the lineup.
Yeah, how many is a lot? Umi says of our 29 gymnasts, 25 are beam workers.
Right, and again, you know, so so that's a way to get into the lineup. You know, it keeps everybody, you know, working.
And that's exactly who we see here to start off. Somebody trying to stay in this lineup. A grad transfer from LIU, Katie Koopman, her first time in a Rutgers lineup.
Yes. Very nice triple series, which again, you don't see a lot of gymnasts doing those. You get bonus plus an additional bonus for doing that.
Koopman, a talented gymnast at Long Island University, two-time Scholar Athlete All-American.
Yes, and that was a program that was started several years ago. Very nice combination. Again, they didn't have gymnastics, and the College Coaches Association went out and recruited that.
And sticks the dismount.
Yes, very nice. And again, this is what you want to see. You want to see a strong first run going. This flight series, very nice. Just a little bit of knee bends, but again, it's a very difficult movement. Dismount, stuck, and then she brings her heels together. Very nice.
Katie last week was in the exhibition spot in one event, but now in the lineup for the first time. Mentioned she's experienced, had 2 years at Bridgeport at the D2 level and then 2 years at the Division I at Long Island.
Right, so.
But she's been around the beam a time or two.
Right, she has.
Now we go to floor for Oregon State and Sydney Gonzalez, the senior who we saw earlier on beam.
Very nice first pass, a little bit of landing problems, which will make a deduction. Again, it's a combination that she'll get connective value for. Difficult full turn jump, a little bit of balance at the end.
Gonzalez is one of Oregon State's best floor gymnasts. Her average last year was nearly a 9.9.
Nice, very nice double pike. And a leap combination. And here's an example of a two-pass routine. But very nice.
Well, before Gonzalez, Ariana Young earned a 9.825 to start it off for Oregon State, who last year as a team was top 10 on floor. And now back to beam, where Koopman, we're waiting on her score, but now Jackie Manifold, who was in the lineup much of the year on beam last year, takes the 2 spot this year.
She's a very beautiful beam worker, very fluent. Very nice series.
That's what you're talking about, fluent.
Yes, fluent, like went right into it. And you want to see them move. You don't want to see them pause. And there is a deduction if you stand too long. It's an execution deduction. Very nice, a little bit of a balance. Again, the full turn. Very nice. So she did a D into a 1.5. A little bit of a step, but a very hard combination. And again, she's going to get a bonus for doing that combination, but her series here is very nice. A little bit of legs, but very, very minor.
Manifold last year earned a 9.9 on beam in that program record 196.875 finale for Rutgers last year. Before her, Katie Koopman earned a 9.65. And now we go back to floor. This is Ellie Weaver in the 3 spot after Sydney Gonzalez earned a 9.7.
First pass was a Rudy into a jump, which is a bonus combination. Dance, and again, a dance bonus that is required. One of the special requirements. One and a half leg, that's very nice. Again, 2 pass routine, but she got everything she needed in it and fulfilled all the requirements.
Last week in Oregon State's opener, Ellie Weaver competed on floor for the first time as a Beaver. Big moment, Super 16, Las Vegas, some of the best teams in the country there, earned a 9.875.
It was a very clean, nice routine.
It's more evidence as to why Oregon State is so good on that event. On beam, Rachel Riley is up 3rd, waiting on Jackie Manifold's score. We'll see Riley, we've seen Riley, I should say, twice already. But this is a huge moment for her, this day. Not from New Jersey, she's from Canada, but has been on campus now for a year and a half. We told you that last year, Rachel Riley was expected to be a key contributor in some lineups. Tore her Achilles during the offseason, the preseason building up to what should have been her freshman year. Had extensive rehab, even through this past summer, to get back on a mat. And is in 2 lineups already, hoping to crack the floor lineup when she's fully healthy soon, too.
Yeah, exactly, and she's very clean. She's an excellent gymnast, and it's glad to see her back in the lineup.
And she had a fall on this event in the opener last week, so looking for her first hit. That'll help.
Yeah, very nice series. Very clean. That's her second D because her, as I speak before, her acro series did not have a bonus connection. dance bonus, very nice. And they're looking for good execution, good splits, 180 degrees. Very nice full turn. Sometimes the full turn can be the nemesis.
Almost held it.
Almost held it. A tenth, but again, very nice routine. That, to me, the dismount was her major few tenths deductions. Very nice.
Yeah, if that's all deducted for Rachel Riley, it's going to be one great score in what is her first hit on beam.
Very nice, very nice.
She's somebody who's competed all around the world, has been on Canada's national team before. A couple of years ago, competed in a World Cup challenge in Slovenia on this event specifically, so she's got experience in big venues.
And that's great, you know, because these athletes that have done international competition is bringing that experience, and it trickles down to the team.
Riley earlier today earned a 9.675 on vault as we check in with Southern Connecticut State, or pardon me, with Utica on bars. A reminder that we have a second quad box broadcast simultaneous to this if you want to watch every single routine from every team and see routines like that where she was able to get it at the end.
Yes, it was. And again, bars is hard. It's a hard event, and it's a first-year team, so she's going to have to start, you know, getting more recruits in that do bars.
For what it's worth, I think all of this is hard, Crystal. So.
Yes, it is. Back in the day when I was there, yes. I mean, I competed on wooden beams in a wrestling mat back in the day. So, yeah.
The new beam materials wouldn't make it any easier for me. I promise you that.
Well, I think the change was we spoke when Olga did that flip in 72. That's when everything went, okay, this is going to change gymnastics. And the equipment had to change. Everything changed because of that. So.
Still 5 inches of just about nothing to compete on. As Emily Lease, who has become a stud in this event, competes for the second time, fresh off her career high 9.85 last week.
Again, she just, you know, it's almost like she's on the floor. Okay, so that, I would connect that. She did a front tuck into the back handspring, which was her flight series. She did have a slight pause between it, so she might get a hesitation deduction, which is up to 0.1, which is very little. Very nice combination of the jumps, or again, connective value. Her hop on a dismount, but again, a very nice routine. So that's going to be a tenth and a half on the hop. But again, she kept moving, so I would give the connection.
Was that little pause as she tried to gather herself?
Right, but when you're doing a front skill to a back skill, there's a little bit more lenient because it is counter. So as a judge, you understand that. Whereas if you go in a back handspring layout, you're moving in the same direction on a front tuck, then you're going front tuck and then going back handspring. So.
Well, we wait the score for Elise. Rachel Riley before her earned a 9.75. I mean, while on floor, we are more than halfway through the lineup, and that was the end of the routine for Sage Thompson. That's a rough way to end what was otherwise a good routine.
Well, again, this is just the start of the season, so people have to get in shape. And floor is one of the harder ones to get in shape to finish it. And that's why a lot of times the coaches will only have a 2-pass routine for that particular reason.
Now, you've mentioned it a few times already, Crystal. We'll talk about it a ton with Rutgers headed to Florida to wrap this meet up. There's no deficiency in a 2-pass routine compared to a 3-pass.
Right. So in other words, they have to fulfill all the special requirements and up to the level. Okay, and so there is that. Okay, and they made it a little bit harder on the connected up to the level if you do a 2-pass routine. So that kind of makes it up for the person who does a 3-pass routine. All right, so that's what's in the rules.
Made it tougher to get a 10 out of a 2-pass routine.
Right.
Fair enough. Looks like a 9.725 for Emily Lease, with Aaliyah Aird to go on beam. And trying to bounce back. Aird had a fall, effectively a fall on bars, had a stop in the middle of her routine, got stuck. And it was score to fall.
Well, since she was only doing a few events last year, so she's got to get back into the mode of an all-around, which is hard. Being all-around, requires a lot more because you're training four events as compared to someone who's doing 1 or 2. Again, that's the D mount.
Something to watch too. Watch her teammates. Half of them know every single step of this entire routine and all the teammates' routines.
Yeah, especially on floor, they dance through it all. Even back in my day, they did the same thing. They perform along with them.
Trying to will their teammates to a hit.
Exactly. Very clean series, very nice. Nice leap combination for bonus. Just a dismount, a little bit of a step back, but very clean, very nice.
Pretty good there from Aaliyah Aird, and especially considering the way her last routine went.
Right.
Getting back up and competing twice is not easy.
No, it's not. The only small fault she had here was on the dismount. Could have been a little bit higher in the rotation. But again, very nice.
And you mentioned it, Crystal. Aird with a mid-season injury to her foot. Not enough to take her out of everything, but enough to take her out of some of the harder rotations, out of the harder events. She only went all around for the first 5 events last year.
Right. So, yeah, so she's getting back into that, plus, getting over the injury. So.
And for beam, she competed in just about half of Rutgers events. And so trying to dial this back in as we wait for her score and get ready for Rutgers anchor, Stephanie Zanella. Zanella, another one of those senior leaders the Scarlet Knights are leaning on as they compete in a post-Hannah Joyner world after
right.
4 great years from her.
Exactly. But again, she's got a great bunch of seniors and juniors that are bringing it and showing examples for the freshmen and sophomores.
And Zanella has always been one of Rutgers' top beam workers, but she found a new level late last year, had back-to-back performances of 9.925 to close the regular season. That's her career high. And she was another one of those regional qualifiers for Rutgers in this event. So scores are in, it looks like, for aired. We're on to exhibition routines for Oregon State on floor as well. Sophia Esposito. Top scores came from Ariana Young and Ellie Weaver, 9.825s each. And we'll check in now with Zanella.
Very nice mount. Very nice ring jump. Very nice triple series again. You don't see a lot of gymnasts do those. Again, now she really does not need to do another D because she had bonus in that series. But she ends with a side aerial into a dismount, just the big hop at the end.
Everything but the finish here for Zanella.
Right, exactly, yes.
This is spectacular.
That was beautiful. It's just the dismount, the side aerial was very nice. She just had a little bit too much power. And she probably would get hit for not holding.
Didn't get to 1,002.
No, she did not. So she's going to get hit that.
We've talked a lot about it. We will all season long. Presenting fully and completely, so you can't land and present and move on all at once.
No.
That's become an emphasis.
Yes, it has. And it was just an emphasis on floor, but now they've included it to all the events.
Now Rutgers has two exhibition gymnasts queued up, two sophomores, Gabby Dildy and Valentina Lorente Garcia. Back to floor, by the way. Oregon State had to count a fall. Two of the last three gymnasts had a fall, so they are in a 48.325. As we've talked about, though, for every team, the lineups we're seeing today are not the final lineup.
No, I mean, this is just their, beginning. And I don't think Oregon has ever, Oregon never came to me. I think this is the first time they've even been to Rutgers. And it's a great trip to bring your girls there on break because they get to go into New York City and see all the sights. So, especially if you're from the West Coast.
Yeah, and this is a one-and-done weekend for Oregon State. They're not trying to pack in two events.
No, I think they're going to do some sightseeing, since you're here, which is good. And that's what most of the college coaches try to do, as I did as well, over break. If you're going somewhere, take them somewhere to see something.
So Jennifer McMillan over on floor again. You can watch every routine on our Quad Box broadcast as we check in with Gabby Dildy. Dildy in the lineup on vault.
Very nice combination. Again, she's going to try to work her way into the lineup.
Now she's in floor as well, so we'll see her later, but looking for a third.
Now she did an inward full turn, which is different than most of the girls do. And again, that's just style, which way they want to do it. Another very nice stuck landing.
Well, we told you that 5/6 of this team, let's say, 25 out of 29 are beam workers. What does that mean? You have exhibition routines like this.
Yeah, right. So, again, she's working to get into the lineup, and that just makes everybody else, as I said before, work hard. Because she's pushing the top 6, because she wants in the lineup.
So the score won't officially populate, but we will try to grab it for you because it's going to be a good one for Dildy.
Yes, it will.
Did see too as Dildy was performing for Oregon State, Sophia Esposito, their first exhibition routine. She got a 9.925. And we didn't even mention talking about Oregon State's floor depth. That, of course, Jade Carey not going all around today because it's early in the season.
Right.
They happen to have their Olympic floor champion in their back pocket.
Right, exactly. And again, it's the beginning of the season, and you want to get many people getting experience to see where you want to go.
And one more sophomore who we see on vault and on bars, Valentina Lorente Garcia, still to go. Looks like everybody else packing up. Of course, Utica done on vaults, Oregon State on floor, and Southern Connecticut still with one exhibition on bars. And it's a 9.775 for Dildy on beam.
Very nice score, very nice.
We told you too for Rutgers, this is a double meet weekend, headed to Nashville tonight to compete in a historic meet at Vanderbilt, but hosted by Fisk. And so making sure that they get a bunch of different gymnasts in the lineup, and also try to get through this double meet weekend with just one day of rest.
Exactly. But again, once you have that kind of depth, you can give some gymnasts a rest. But of course, most gymnasts don't want to rest. They want to compete. Now that's a very difficult turn that she fell on. But you're seeing more and more gymnasts do the wolf fulls and full and a half and double fulls. A little bit of bobble on her front aerial. Nice clean aerial, back handspring layout series. The aerial, front aerial had a little bit of bobble. And again, her connections are a little broken, so it depends on whether the judges give it or not.
Gets a stick at the end.
Right. She did. Just a little bit of execution, it's a little bit of nerves.
And so Lorente Garcia, in an event that she's never been in the lineup for, beam,
Right.
getting a chance to exhibition for it. We saw her too, you get 30 seconds to recover before you have to restart your routine. She didn't take a single second.
No, she didn't. No, but, again, it gave her experience that she needs. And again, like, they have so much depth on beam. And they're getting depth on all the other events as well. As she, this is in her 6th year, so these are her gymnasts, so that's really good and strong.
The scores are in across the board for the 3rd rotation, and there you are. Oregon State having to count a fall on floor. Rutgers with a rebound on beam. Nobody cracked a 9.8, but a 9.75 for Rachel Riley coming off the injury is a good sign.
Right.
And so we're on to the 4th and final rotation. Oregon State will be on vault. Rutgers will be on floor. This is an interesting rotation, interesting event for these Scarlet Knights this year, and we will watch it live coming up next. Our first of 4 gymnastics broadcasts from Rutgers on Big Ten Plus. This is a quad meet with Oregon State, Southern Connecticut State, and Utica. Scarlet Knights with looking for some 9-9s here to close it out on what could be their best event of the season, and that is floor. Oregon State just has to count a fall in this event. And as we take a look at the lineup for the Scarlet Knights, this floor lineup, led by Stephanie Zanella, who is a beam worker, but is emerging in this event. Emily Lease, another one who has emerged.
Yes, and that's very nice. And Stephanie is very pretty performer, and Emily has superb tumbling. And again, she has, outstanding. Usually her tumbling is very high, and it's nice now that the NC2A allowing another coach to be paid. So Danny is now their floor coach, which is really great. Allowing a fourth coach, which was voted in this past year.
A significant deal. Danielle DeMarco added full-time. She's a former Rutgers gymnast.
I coached her.
Yeah, in the early 2010s. And came back as an assistant with the program too in the middle of the 2010s before moving on to other things.
Right, yes. So she's excellent. And she transferred from Eastern Michigan to come to Rutgers. So she had started her career there, and she wanted to be back in New Jersey. So she's a Jersey girl.
She was on staff the last time Rutgers made it to regionals as a team. That was 2014.
Right.
And she was a volunteer beam coach last year for them.
Right, and now with the 5th allowed, she's on staff, which is great.
All right, here's Stephanie Zanella, and what a way to start.
Yeah, very nice double back high, well controlled. And the other thing is they really show the routines off. Very nice front leg, front full for her combination. Preparing for her last pass, which is double full, which is very nice. A little bit of a step. And our jump combinations.
Nice way for Rutgers to start on its final event. Zanella earned a 9-7 last time out, and this should be above that.
I would say so. Her opening pass was very nice, controlled, opened. And her second pass was very clean, making a little bit of a step. And a solid third pass, whipped through to double.
Zanella, another Jersey girl, hailing from Belle Meade, New Jersey, right around the corner, went to Immaculata High. She's been a captain for this team since she was a sophomore. And leading it off right in what could be her final season.
Right, exactly.
Here at Rutgers.
And again, it's, as I've said before, it's nice to see the Jersey girls staying now. And the fact that, they're fully funded, they've got a great facility, so it's really exciting.
All right, on cue, we will go from one to another, and Anna Pagliaro from Freehold. And it's a 9-8 for Zanella to open. Anna Pagliaro, meanwhile, was in and out of the floor lineup. Now, this is her first time competing on floor as we check in on beam with Utica.
Now, that was a pause. She should have moved quicker, but again, it's a series. And there is a deduction if you stop for more than 2 seconds. Very nice opening tumbling, double pike. Front layout, front full, again, very nice. A little bit of a step, but she's controlled it. Very nice jump combinations. Very nice last tumbling pass. Rudy. Very clean, very pretty.
Pagliaro is fresh off a season where she was a Scholastic All-American and now an upperclassman trying to stay in more lineups like this one.
Very clean opening pass. And her double salto is very nice. Front leg, front full. And a nice last tumbling pass. Landed in control, and that's what the judges want to see.
Pagliaro's career high on this event is a 9.875. And we'll wait for her score as we see Southern Connecticut State on bars.
Okay. She had a very nice release move.
Flip the lower bar.
Yeah, she had a nice release move, and then her connection out of it is what threw her off.
Unica on beam. Aaliyah Aird waiting for her routine on floor. Anna Pagliaro earned a 9.775 before her.
Again, that was a very nice series that just didn't have control on the landing. Her jump combination.
And if you want to watch that and all of the routines that we've had today, you can click over to the Quad Box broadcasts we have live and free for you today here on Big Ten Plus. Now Aaliyah Aird.
A little bit of balance, but very nice height. Very nice leap combination for her bonus. That is required. Front layout, front full. Again, that combination gets a connective value. Nice last tumbling pass, which is a D. And again, she gets a D for the performing the D, but she also gets 1/10 for doing it in her last pass.
Well, especially the power you saw in that last pass. That's why Aaliyah Aird has scored a 9.9 on this event before.
Yes. Very nice dynamic double pike. Nice second pass, a little bit of a side step, 1/2. A nice double tuck at the end. Just a little bit on the landing is what her deductions are.
So our judges will figure the scores out. About a 9-8-2-5. A solid result for Aird, who opened the season with a fall on floor. Oregon State, by the way, they're done already. Just wrapped up on vault. The top score came from Sofia Esposito. She got a 9-9. And Oregon State wraps up the meet with a 195.85.
Okay. And they had a fall on floor that they had to count.
So Oregon State is going to win this meet. Rutgers will take second and Southern Connecticut State third. We mentioned Utica. This is day number 1 for them as an intercollegiate program.
Right.
And so trying to work through everything. And now on floor, Harmony Webster.
Very nice full in, back out. Very nice, very clean. Very hard skill to do. She made it look very easy. Very nice jump combination with her leaps. Very hard tumbling pass, front through the double tuck.
This is going to be one interesting score.
Yes, it will. Very nice. Again, it was a 2-pass routine, but everything she had in it was excellent, and she had everything she needed to fulfill the requirements.
These are probably the 2 most impressive passes we've seen from Rutgers.
Yes, definitely. And again, front through the double tuck. You're seeing more and more athletes doing that because you get a bonus for it. So it's very nice.
Webster broke out late last season, got in the floor lineup, turned in a 9-8. And we'll see what the score is for her. I can see one. The other judge has tilted it away from us.
Okay, very nice. She did a giant full into her dismount, which works for the up to the level. And again, a giant full is a D.
For Webster, by the way, it's a career high 9.85, and that is well earned.
Yes, it was. It was a very nice routine.
And Crystal, we were talking earlier too about how the NCAA has tried to make the 2-pass routines, give it a higher bar, so to speak,
Yeah.
to score to the same level as a 3-pass routine. I imagine that's the level of difficulty you're talking about.
Yes, exactly.
And now on to Gabby Dildy.
And again, the 2-pass routine is if the athlete is injured or you want to rest them. So, again, very nice front through the double tuck. Nice high leap jump combination. double pike, a little short. So she's going to get a deduction for the landing in the open. But again, a very difficult routine.
Well, it's been a busy day for Gabby Dildy in the vault lineup again and floor lineup, and exhibition on beam where she turned in a good score.
Exactly. Again, very hard first pass. And then a little bit short on the landing.
So the JO qualifier back when she was in high school, may get dinged for that a little bit, but otherwise it's been Rutgers' best events of the day. 3 gymnasts already with 9.8s or better.
Right, exactly.
Led by the 9.85 a moment ago from Harmony Webster for her career high. And it's Emily Lease in the anchor spot today.
It was a very clean back handspring layout. Jump combinations. Just a little bit of bobbles, but
wow, Gabby Dildy, even though she came up short, a 9.8.
that's very, yeah. That was the only thing wrong with the landing.
So 4 9.8s or better. And now Emily Lease trying to close Rutgers' best rotation of the day with one more of those. And a good start.
Very nice again, full in, back out, very nice. A nice E move, and she makes it look so simple as well. She looks like she's having a lot of fun.
Well, this is year 2 of this routine for Lease.
And usually, me as a head coach, I'd keep the routine for 2 years so they get to do it and understand it. Again, very nice last pass.
Only Celine Beasley watching on as Emily Lease puts the cherry on top of Rutgers' best event of the day.
Yes, definitely.
And the question is just how good.
Exactly. But again, this is very, very nice opening tumbling pass. Just maybe one step, and then her last tumbling pass is huge as well. So, and controlled landing.
She's earned a 9.925 on floor in her career. It was last year. And she just matched it. 9.925 for Emily Lease.
Excellent.
It's not been Rutgers Day, and there's still 2 exhibition routines before we're done here. But especially with another meet less than 2 full days away, with another one coming up Friday as well, Rutgers will open the dual meets calendar at, against Penn State. At Maryland.
Right.
This is a good way to redeem some momentum out of this meet.
Exactly, exactly.
Now, all of the scores that will count will be 9.8 or better, and Lease's 9.925, the best score of the day for the Scarlet Knights, giving them a 49.2 on floor, which is their best event score so far. And Rutgers will close out with a 194.65. which is more than a point better than last time out.
Yes.
Counted 2 falls at North Carolina, so a point better. Now we'll see if Rutgers can continue the good vibes into the exhibitions. Katie Koopman, the Long Island grad transfer, up first.
Very nice, very difficult skill.
Just saw Koopman a moment ago in a Rutgers beam lineup for the first time, earned a 9.65.
Very good. Okay, that was a very difficult skill that she was doing. Will be probably 2 to 3/10 deduction.
Most importantly, looks to be okay because
yeah, the way she landed was.
Yeah. You could see her ankles trying to support her, and that was nearly very bad for Koopman, but looks like she's all right.
Yes, it was not a real safe landing, but God, she's okay.
Koopman earned a 9.8 on this event last year, so another one that she's skilled in.
Yes.
And just trying to lock it in on a new home.
Right, exactly.
And that's good counsel right there. Hannah Joyner mentioned she's back as a student assistant this year.
That's a nice addition. And Hannah wants to coach. That's what she wants to do. I'm just trying to push her to get into the judging, too.
So you can work with her in that regard, too.
Right, yeah. Because she'd be good, because gymnasts know it, you know, and it's easy for them. Like Danny's a judge, so it's.
Danielle DeMarco, Rutgers assistant coach we were talking about earlier.
Yes.
Just one more exhibition routine. Maya Jones will wrap things up in this second meet of the season for Rutgers and Oregon State. Oregon State had to count a fall, so their score will not be as good as the way they opened at the Super 16 meet. And they posted a 196.525. The 195.85 today. But again, teams still figuring it out, and I'm sure a lot of this is just who can you rely on 2 months from now when the meets really matter.
Exactly. But they're only the second meet in, so it's like, you know, they're still getting their feet wet.
I mentioned Rutgers after this will be on the road in Nashville at Vanderbilt for the Fisk Invitational. It's a meeting of all 6 programs in college gymnastics that are led by black women head coaches. Omi Salim Beasley, her 6th season leading Rutgers, her 9th as a Division I head coach, is the most experienced of the bunch. I was talking to her yesterday. She's really excited for the significance that is for black women in gymnastics and the couple of HBCUs that have added the sport.
Yes, exactly. So I think Talladega was at the Clemson meet, and that was their first opening. And Clemson had a nice first meet as well, just being, you know.
Yep, and Talladega will be there as well. They're another one of those programs added this year and opening up their program's history like Utica is.
Right, exactly. And I think they got the jump when Fisk opened it up. So I think you'll see more coming as well.
Talladega becoming the second HBCU to add a women's gymnastics program after Fisk did so last year. Omi Salim Beasley has been a part of the committee that has been going to HBCUs, and as you said, USA Gymnastics does across the country, showing them the blueprint, basically, of how they can build a program.
Exactly, and that's what was needed, so that, you know, you sit down with the ADs and say, here, you can add this. You know, you don't need to add, you know, you can have just as many athletes on a team as soccer, even with gymnastics, because there's so many gymnasts out there that want to continue, whether it be Division I or Division III.
All right, Maya Jones to close it out for the Scarlet Knights and their home opener. First time we're seeing Jones today. She's a junior.
Nice double back, a little bit of a step. Once again, her leap combination that's required. Lay out to a Rudy. A little bit of legs, but very nice combination. Very nice connected value dismount.
And Maya Jones, who has been in the floor lineup before, earned a 9.85 last year, puts a bow on Rutgers' first home meet of this season, which closed with the best event. Scarlet Knights earned their first 49 on any event this year, 49-2 on floor. And Emily Lease will get the event title today, a 9.925, tying her career high. Mentioned Rutgers will hop on a flight tonight from Newark to Nashville and get a day of rest as we see the final scores. So very little time to rest and recuperate, but there are some positives I think the Scarlet Knights could take out of this meet.
Yes, they can. They had some issues on bars, so they can work on that. Okay, they need to work on their sticking, their vaulting lineup. Okay, so they can get the most out of that. Beam and floor were beautiful, right? So they just have a little bit of landing issues to clean up, but otherwise, I think they're on the right path for the second meet of the year.
Oregon State wins the meet, a 195.85 as a team. Rutgers in second with a 194.65. Southern Connecticut State in third, a 189.025. And Utica opening its program with a 176.725. Rutgers has some Big Ten meets coming up we want to tell you about too. At Maryland, that is Friday. And then next time they're home is Thursday the 25th. Hosting Penn State, 6 o'clock on the Big Ten Network, their TV debut of the season. We get to see them on national TV.
That'll be great. That'll be great. It'll be a good meet.
And we will be back with you Friday, February 9th. Scarlet Knights will host Iowa for a Big Ten duel. That'll do it, though, from Jersey Mike's Arena for the competition. We will carry the award ceremony live for you. 3 of them going to Oregon State. 1 event title on floor going to Emily Lease of Rutgers. To stick around for that, but for Crystal Chalet Norton, the rest of our Rutgers Big Ten Plus crew, I'm Dom Savino saying thanks for joining us for Rutgers' first home meet of the season here on Big Ten Plus.
In second place from Oregon State, Sage Thompson. And in first place from Oregon State, Sophia Esposito. The top three on the uneven parallel bars. In third place from Oregon State, Ellie Weaver. In second place from Oregon State, Sage Thompson. And in first place from Oregon State, Jade Carey. The top three on the beam. In third place from Oregon State, Sophia Esposito. In second place from Oregon State, Jennifer McMillan. And in first place from Oregon State, Ariana Young. And now the top three on the floor in a two-way tie for third. Sage Thompson from Oregon State and Harmony Webster from Rutgers. And in first place from Rutgers, Emily Lease. Now for the top three all-around results. In third place from Utica, Alexis Castanatella. In second place from Utica, Grace Mara. And in first place in the all-around results from Rutgers, Aaliyah Ayer. The team scores. In fourth place with a team score of 176.725, Utica. In third place with a team score of 189.025, Southern Connecticut State. In second place with a team score of 194.650, Rutgers. And in first place with a team score of 195.850, Oregon State. And today's recipient of the Aaron Lynch Award for Most Inspiring Performance of the Meet by a Rutgers gymnast is awarded to Gabby Dildy. Congratulations, Gabby.